actually seems like kind of an immature guy, kind of a fun-loving guy. I don't find him to be like super serious guy. Just doesn't seem to be his personality. Maybe I'm wrong, but this just feels to me this is his way of doubling down on this is what I am, this is what I intend to do, and if you're gonna draft me, you need to let me do this.
Yeah.
Like, I don't have an interest in coming to camp and being told I need to play corner, I need to play wide receiver, and that's all I'm going to do. I get where your sentiment's coming from, but I do think that this is almost like a political move with the draft approaching, and just a reiteration. This is my intent. I'm coming to the league to play two sides of the ball full time.
So you got the NFL draft coming up, of course, and you got this Colorado piece, man. Shout out to Deion and those guys. Travis Hunter is saying he'd rather not ever play football again if he only has to play one side of the ball. And then you got the jersey retirement of Travis Hunter and Shedeur Sanders, both numbers being retired for Colorado. Never mind that, Cordell Stewart and all those guys who did more.
Yeah.
Jersey is not retired.
So the only other Colorado Heisman winner was Rashawn Salam, right?
I believe that sounds about right.
I don't have, and I don't know if his jersey's retired or not. I don't have.
No, these are the first two and only two.
Okay, I don't have a problem retiring a Heisman Trophy winner's jersey
At all.
I do like the timing of it, like literally before he gets drafted, is a little odd for me. I mean, like, let it run a little bit and bring him back and create a moment that way. I would be more in favor of that. I don't do that. Shedeur, I do feel differently about. Again, he, they were 13-12 while he was there as the starting quarterback. He put up some stats, but there's very little team accomplishments to that. And so I don't really feel that that's, readily justifiable. I'm a big totality guy, so I do think that, like, if Shedeur goes on and has like a Hall of Fame level career for Colorado or Jackson State to invite him back and retire his number to facilitate that, that relationship, I don't have a problem with it. But it feels a little contrived to retire these two numbers right now.
I'm not mad at the Travis Hunter, like you said. Heisman winners, but not having any, and like you said, 13-12.
Yeah.
Yeah. No bowl wins, only one bowl game, and then you don't show up in that. Everybody could have stayed home. And then you think about the people that could have their jersey retired. Cordell, Salam, Eric Bieniemy. He won championships there.
Well, they're not going to do it with Eric because of the trouble he got in college.
Well,
but,
yeah, true.
But yes, the one thing, because I'm on both sides of it. Number one, it's their college. I guess they can retire whoever the hell they want to retire and have whatever reasoning for it, right? Every school is different, and I know at bigger schools they decide not to do it as much because it's like that. We'll end up retiring every number. We'll have no numbers now. Yeah. So I understand Colorado side. We only had a few special players and this and that and whatever. But so we can all agree, like maybe Travis. Oh yeah, you could sell me on Travis, but maybe bad timing. The Shedeur things it feels like it's like, oh well, Deion's here. We want to make Deion happy. So here you go, Shedeur. We'll retire yours too.
Well, that's
like
an interesting point too. Is like
retire shallow.
Why is this happening?
Yeah.
Is this something that Deion put up and they agreed? Is this something that they feel insecure with their relationship with Deion and they're kind of initiate on their own to make him feel special or wanted or whatever? It feels like there's some other motive here
some other motive
than just a traditional retiring the number of a great player. Because again, the dudes have literally not left. Like, I mean, they're not, they haven't been drafted yet. They haven't they haven't played an NFL game, and we're already retiring jerseys. It feels just kind of weird and unnecessary.
And then think about it, like, what's the new quarterback there, Julian? What's his last name, Lewis or whatever?
Julian Lewis. Yeah.
Like, what if he just breaks every record?
There,
right?
And
like
way better than
like
Shedeur.
you got to retire my jersey now, right? Like what's going on? Like, what if he goes to the playoffs? Like you, if I go to the playoffs, you got to retire my shit.
Yeah.
Like,
no, it is weird.
If we go to the playoffs, I want you to bring Shedeur's number down. I want his number now.
I think
Facts.
And Rashawn Salam has passed away, didn't he?
That's a good question.
I
I haven't
think he
heard that
passed
name
away.
in so long. So like
I
that's
want to
another
say
thing.
he died pretty early, and
Okay.
he's no longer with us. So,
Yeah.
I don't know. There's just a lot of like better ways to go about this. Like even like again, particularly if Rashaan Salam has passed away, which I believe to be accurate. Like join him, make it a tri-jersey thing, and you kind of connect old Colorado, new Colorado, and kind of recognize a
that'll
guy
make
who's
sense
passed
like
away.
that.
You make
Yeah,
it
yeah,
more
yeah.
about the whole institution and history of the program than these two rental guys for 2 years.
Yeah. Now on the other side, about what do you guys think about Travis Hunter comment about leaving the sport altogether if he's not able to play both sides of the ball?
Nigga, please. Oh, I'm sorry. Can I say that on here?
Yeah.
Okay. 'Cause-
We had one guy dropped about 40 of them.
Okay. Oh, it turned into
per
it turned
minute.
into Django. on there.
We've had a few Jenga nights here.
That-
Yeah, Yak Talk might hold the record.
That's what I'm saying.
for single game.
Oh yeah. Gonna drop him.
But I think like again, this is. He actually seems like kind of an immature guy, kind of a fun-loving guy. I don't find him to be like super serious guy. Just doesn't seem to be his personality. Maybe I'm wrong, but this just feels to me this is his way of doubling down on this is what I am. This is what I intend to do. And if you're going to draft me, you need to let me do this.
Yeah.
Like, I don't have an interest in coming to camp and being told I need to play corner, I need to play wide receiver, and that's all I'm going to do. So I don't have a problem with it. I get where your sentiment's coming from, but I do think that this is almost like a political move with the draft approaching and just a reiteration. This is my intent. I'm coming to the league to play two sides of the ball full time.
I agree with that. But I also think if they say you about to play cornerback, he's not about to not play. You know what I'm saying? Like, but I do think that's what that was the whole thing of him actually saying this out loud.
Yeah.
It's like, all right, we're almost there. Just a reminder.
Yeah.
I play cornerback and wide receiver. But if Cleveland drafts him and he signs that signing bonus, be like, all right, so cornerback, wide receiver, he's gonna play.
As of right now, and it's broke today, only one team has came out and publicly said they'll allow him to play both sides of the ball, and that's the Giants. They just
really?
came out today and said,
Okay.
Yeah. So, it'd be interesting if more teams follow suit or if they, just let that be in the background. But, yeah, they came out and said it. And they have, the
Third pick.
Third pick, so they have to get over Cleveland.
Yeah. Cleveland, all signs are pointing towards the defensive end as of right now.
Yeah.
Carter.
But who knows, yeah.
Yeah.
I wonder, for Travis Hunter. Everybody talk about the durability, and that's important too. But you have to really work to be a great NFL player. You be a good NFL player, right? We've seen top picks not pan out. How can he improve to be where he needs to be or where he expects to be? Splitting time, this ain't college.
He kind of in his way explained it, talking about you take 6 to 8 hours of sleep and everything else is football.
But practice time is still practice time, right? So how are you gonna get first team reps when they're doing ones against ones?
Yeah.
Well, again, if an organization is committed to doing this, they will accommodate the practice.
Yeah, they'll make it work. And again, there has been guys that have played both sides of the ball, just not predominantly in starting. But if you think about it, like the Deion Branches and Deion Sanders and those guys, they had to have had practice on both sides of the ball. But I know he wants to do it a lot more than those guys did, so it has to look different. But I think it can be done. And I think somebody will do it, whether it's this guy or not, I don't know. But we progress as humans and people like these athletes, man, they get more and more crazy. And what's funny is I said this in the middle of last year. There was this hype stemming up for the Ohio State guy, for Jeremiah. And I remember he was at the White House, I don't know, today or yesterday or something. You saw that?
Yeah.
And he was like, and Trump was like, your coach said you're trying to be the greatest of all time. And then the question became so who would you take? And everybody between Jeremiah and Travis, and everybody's like, yeah, Jeremiah. I was just like, that's crazy. I think because Travis is he's the type of level of athlete I just haven't seen in a supremely long time. It takes for what he does is and what he has done so far, it takes such a special type of athlete to do it even just on the collegiate level.
For sure.
And I think 1,000% they have to give him the opportunity to do it at the next level. They just like fucking have to.
But I just think about like how Cam Newton described it. I'm gonna use a different tandem, but like he's gonna play defense against, let's say, what's your boy in Denver, Sutton, right? And then go run routes against Patrick Surtain the second, and you haven't dedicated your time and your training to be elite at one thing.
Well, the one thing is he needs more work at receiver than he does cornerback. But all indication points towards he's going to start out as a receiver. But he does need work at receiver. I mean, a lot of the receivers who are out and the receiver coaches and things like that have talked about it and pointed at certain things and his route running and things like that. Receiver takes a while in NFL to get anyway. Like there are not a ton of rookie receivers that come out and just kill outside of here and there.
It is both roles. They're a craft. You're gonna have to work on it.
Yeah.
You're gonna learn through repetition, through film study, in all those ways. Now, is he gonna be dedicated enough in his personal habits to allocate the time to do both? And obviously, the team that drafts him should have the structural organization to facilitate happening, so that you give him a chance. But he won't do it exactly like other people did it. And I know, like, I've listened a little bit to some Julian Edelman clips, and he actually played some DB for the Patriots very briefly at different times. And, like, he kind of said, like, my being a receiver and knowing what I needed to do, like, helped me in my limited defensive role because I basically knew exactly what the guy's trying to do. And he's going to be learning it from, like, this symbiotic dynamic of both sides. He'll pick up things differently, and it'll not multiply. I don't know. The dynamic of it will just be different than studying exclusively on one. Mm-hmm. He'll find things on each side that are going to help him on the other side that nobody else is doing. It doesn't mean he's going to be better than everybody else, but the dynamic of his learning and improvement and development is just going to be different than any player who's literally just committed to one side of the ball and doing that. You can do that. I mean, there's a big school of thought that, like, the general trend toward athletic specialism at young ages is not the greatest thing in the world. Whether you're talking about just being a basketball guy, a soccer guy, a football guy, that when you participate, particularly young, you learn just a lot about your body, movement, different things that you can, in that infant stage, kind of like connect to your development in specific fields. And I just think he's kind of taking that model and pushing it to the highest level. It's just a different journey. I think he'll be like a really special player, but I don't think we're ever going to sit here and say at any point in his career that he's the best receiver we've ever seen or the best corner he's ever seen. That's probably impossible the way he's going about this. But, can he be a value add guy on both sides of the ball, make something special for his team? That's not off the table. Yeah. And I think that's what he's trying to do.
Yeah. Yeah. No, that makes sense.
Saves you a roster spot, too.
Can have an extra backup offensive lineman.
There you go.
On game day.
Get that third quarterback in there.
Chiefs could have used that. All right.